Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Lesson 63. Subtracting a fraction from a whole number greater than 1. Recall that when we subtracted a fraction from 1, we changed the 1 to a fraction name for 1. If the problem was 1 minus 1/3, we changed the 1 to 3/3 so that the denominators will be the same. Then we subtract. So we changed, excuse me, down here on the bottom of the page, I want you to write this down. This goes with this section up here. So if it was 1 minus 1/3, just like up here I'm showing you, 1 minus 1/3, we changed it to, this gets changed to 3/3 minus 1/3. That way we can see them all the same. So we could easier tell that the answer is 2/3. In this lesson, we're going to subtract fractions from whole numbers. Imagine that you have 4 whole pies on a shelf. If someone asks for a half a pie, we would have to cut one of the whole pies in half, into 2 halves. Before removing half from the pie pan, we would have 4 pies, but we would call that pies 3 2/2. So we're going to use this idea to subtract a fraction from a whole number. We take 1 from the whole number and then write it as a fraction with the same denominator as the fraction being subtracted. We will answer the problem 4 minus 1/2 to show how we do this. So you've got 4 minus 1/2. But we're going to change this 4 to 3 2/2, because when you change, then this still equals 4, because this 2 over 2 equals 1, so it's 3 and 1, which is still 4, minus 1/2. So it's easier to see what we're going to be taking away from here. And then we would leave our whole number the same, because we don't need to touch that, because we're just going to deal with subtracting this from this, and we would have 1/2 left. Example 1. Name the number of shaded circles as a whole number and as a mixed number. So we have 3 circles, and now I'm going to change this one to be into fourths. So our shaded circles are 1, 2 wholes, and 4 fourths. And how come 2 and 4 fourths is also equal to 3? I want you to please put a star right here and then write your answer. The question is, how come 2 and 4 fourths is equal to 3? And then we have example 2. There were 5 pies on a shelf. So first we've got to draw our 5 pies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you draw your 5 pies, and it says the server gave 1/3 of a pie to the customers. How many pies remained on the shelf? So we've got to make 1 be into thirds, so draw your little dot in the middle and then divide it into thirds, which, whatever, do the best you can. And so if the server gave 1/3 of a pie to the customers, then instead of having 5 pies, we're going to change 5 into 4, and what will our fraction be? Our fraction will be 3/3, because we divided this one into thirds, and 3/3 makes a whole. So we've changed our 5 pies into 4 3/3, so now our problem is 4 3/3 minus 1/3, okay, because he gave this piece to the customer, so that no longer exists. So 4 3/3 minus 1/3 equals 4 2/3 pies are left. Have a great rest of your day.